Good morning, class. Let me today take up the second part of the lesson, Natural Resources. The rapid increase in resource use and their degradation result in serious problems to the mankind. We may not get pure water to drink, clean air to breathe, many resources may be exhausted, the biodiversity may decline, and the earth itself may become a waste dump. How to address this issue? It can be done through conservation of resources. Conservation of natural resources means not to waste them but use them judiciously so that there is a balance between nature and our use of natural resources. Conservation has been defined as the management of the biosphere for the benefit of the all life including humankind so that it may yield sustainable benefit to the present generation while maintaining its potential to meet the needs and aspirations of the future generations. Conservation of resources is the responsibility of all of us. How can we do it? We can do it by adopting the 4R strategy: reduce, reuse, recharge, or regenerate and research. Let us understand, in short, the meaning of these options. Reduce. Reduce refers to minimizing the use of resources and their wastage or trying to use less amount of any resource. It will also reduce pollution. For example, you can reduce air pollution by reducing the use of your vehicles. Reuse. This is a very simple but effective way to conserve resources. Every resource has not only alternative use but can be used multiple times. For example, the water that was used for cleaning grains and vegetables can be used for gardening. Then waste paper can be converted into packaging materials. Recharge and regenerate. This refers to taking steps to allow the resource to go through conscious human efforts. All rainwater harvesting efforts recharge groundwater. Afforestation recharges tree stock and the biodiversity. Research. Researching ways to find renewable alternatives to non-renewable resources. Solar or wind energy is a renewable alternative to the energy we use. Here is a checklist of some things we can do to conserve resources. Purchase less stuff. Use items as long as you can. Ask yourself if you really need something new or not. Reduce excess packaging. For example, drink water from the tap instead of buying it in plastic bottles. Recycle materials like metal cans, old cell phones, and plastic bottles. Purchase products made from recycled materials. Keep air and water clean by not polluting the environment. Plant new trees to replace ones that we cut down. Drive lesser. Take public transportation, bicycle, or walk. Conserve energy at home. For example, turning off lights when not needed. The conservation aspect has been realized by all countries which have adopted the principle of sustainable development that seeks to achieve development in such a manner that the resources and environmental quality are conserved for use by future generation also. Now, reducing our ecological footprint. Given the limited resources of the planet Earth, how much pressure is the mankind putting on it? Is there any way to measure the overall impact of human activity on the Earth's environment? The World Wildlife Fund or WWF has devised a measure called as the ecological footprint, which gives an idea about the extent of consumption of resources and waste generation by a country or by an individual in a country. Each one of us has ecological footprint and contribute to the enlarging of total footprint. Therefore, if the size of the ecological footprint is to be reduced, we have to make the beginning individually. Unless we start being aware of our own ecological footprint and do something about it, we cannot expect someone else to do that for us. The indicator, that is the ecological footprint, is an estimate of the amount of space on the earth that an individual uses in order to survive using existing technology. This space includes the biologically productive land and water, area that produces the resources consumed by that individual, such as food, water, energy, clothing, and building materials. It also includes the amount of land and water required to assimilate the waste generated by that person. In other words, the ecological footprint measures a person's demand on the biocapacity of the earth. WWF defines a country's ecological footprint as the sum of all the cropland, grazing land, forest, and fishing grounds required to produce the food, fiber, and timber it consumes, to absorb the wastes emitted when it uses energy, and to provide space for infrastructure. Each one of us has ecological footprint and contribute to the enlarging of total footprint. What can we do to reduce ecological footprint? Let us discuss about that. There are 10 ways to reduce carbon footprint in schools. For example, they are: walk to the school if it is nearby. Get involved with recycling programs in school. Use public transportation. Turn the taps off after using minimum water. Put off lights and fans when not in use. Eat homemade food during school breaks. Use cotton or cloth bags instead of plastic bags. Eat pieces of fruit instead of drinking juice. Mend things that are broken. Don't throw them away. Donate your old books to poor students. Now, how can we reduce our ecological footprint in terms of food? Buy organic food or locally grown produce. Have a kitchen garden. By doing this, you cut down on pollution from shipping, fertilizers, packaging, etc., and your food is fresh. Bring your own bags to the store. Canvas or reuse plastic paper bags. Buy and eat fewer processed foods. Processed foods have been frozen, canned, or packaged before coming to your table. Instead of drinking a juice box, eat a piece of fruit. Eat less meat and dairy. You can get proteins from other sources also. Eat at home instead of ordering out. Energy or electricity. Put off all lights when not in use. Turn the air conditioner and heater off at night. Get outside. Go outside. Outside activities are fun and take less energy. Keep doors and windows shut when heating or cooling the house or car. Now, transportation. Walk or ride your bicycle to school. Take public transportation. Carpool when where you are going is too far to walk. Now, creating less waste. Buy products with the least amount of packaging possible. That means buy in bulk or in big boxes rather than in individually wrapped containers. Ask for no bag when you buy something you can carry without one. Recycle as much as possible and purchase recycled products when you can. Mend things that are broken. Don't throw them away. Donate old items to someone who can use them. Buy items that can be used over and over. That means not disposable. Reuse water bottles and recycle them too. Now, water. Turn off the tap while brushing your teeth. Don't pour toxics down storm drains. Run only full loads in your dishwasher or washing machine. Put a brick in your toilet tank. It saves thousands of liters of water a year. Then, community. Educate people in the community about their ecological footprint and what they can do to make it smaller. Join a group that works to make local rivers and streams healthier. Get involved with a recycling program. Next, last one. Thus, with the simple steps, we can make a big difference to conservation of resources and reducing our pressure on this environment. Because Mahatma Gandhi also said, be the change you want to see in others. He also said, Earth has enough to meet everybody's needs, but not greed. With this, we have come to the end of the lesson. Meet you soon with another video. Till then, it's bye to you all. See you. Bye bye.